century. A few species do regularly show up in the background. Chirpsithra, or chirps, are the crew and the builders of interstellar spacecraft. Not everything is known about the Chirpsithra. They keep many secrets. They evolved on a world orbiting close to a red dwarf star. Half the stars in the galaxy are red dwarfs, and most of their worlds are claimed by the Chirpsithra. When a chirp says that the Chirpsithra own the galaxy, she means those. She doesn't mean Earth. Chirpsithra claim to be billions of years civilized, that is, capable of space travel. The only sin they've exposed in public is the sparker, a device that sends current between a Chirpsithra's digits. It makes them appear drunk. Rick keeps a lot of sparkers around for them. Their language? Lotl. They all look pretty much alike, except for some very old, not-so-evolved individuals. They're salmon red, exoskeletal like lobsters. They stand 11 feet tall and weigh 120 pounds. The elderly are shorter with a graying shell. See The Green Marauder. They're all female. Nothing is known about the males, though it seems clear they exist. Gligstith Uptak are gray and compact beings skilled at biological sciences. Dealing with them is chancy. See Assimilating Our Culture and The Wisdom of Demons. Folk look something like wolves with their heads on upside down. Their world never evolved predator birds. Socially, they're hunters and great travelers. Rick hunted with them in Folktale. There are others. New aliens appear in almost every story. Many aliens need environment gear. Some of the tables offer minimal protection, an altered atmosphere, different lighting. For some customers, that's sufficient. Some need full body armor, or rolling fish bowls, etc. Chirps don't need anything but ruby sunglasses. Any life form's ideal environment, including food and drink, see The Real Thing, can be described by 5 symbols. For humans, it's TT Hatchnecks Ool, written as TT Pound, and I don't know what the other symbols look like. Beyond this, I hope the stories will speak for themselves. The Draco Tavern. The subject is closed. We get astronauts in the Draco Tavern. We get workers from Mount Farrell Spaceport, and some administrators and some newsmen. We get Chirpsithra. I keep sparkers to get them drunk and chairs to fit their tall, spindly frames. Once in a while, we get other aliens. But we don't get many priests. So I noticed him when he came in. He was young and round and harmless-looking. His expression was a model of its kind. Open, willing to be friendly, not nervous, but very alert. He stared a bit at 2 bulbous aliens in spacesuits who had come in with the Chirpsithra guide. I watched him invite himself to join a trio of Chirpsithra. They seemed willing to have him. They like human company. He even had the foresight to snag one of the high chairs I spread around, high enough to bring a human face to Chirpsithra level. Someone must have briefed him, I decided. He'd know better than to do anything gauche, so I forgot him for a while. An hour later, he was at the bar, alone. He ordered a beer and waited until I'd brought it. He said, "You're Rick Schumann, aren't you? The owner?" "That's right. And you?" "Father David Hopkins." He hesitated, then blurted, "Do you trust the Chirpsithra?" He had trouble with the word. I said, "Depends on what you mean. They don't steal the salt shakers, and they've got 6 reasons for not wanting to conquer the Earth." He waved that aside. Larger things occupied his mind. "Do you believe the stories they tell? That they rule the galaxy? That they're eons old?" "I've never decided. At least they tell entertaining stories. At most, you didn't call a Chirpsithra a liar, did you?" "No, of course not." He drank deeply of his beer. I was turning away when he said, "They said they know all about life after death." "Ye gods! I've been talking to Chirpsithra for 20 years, but that's a new one. Who raised the subject?" "Oh, one of them asked me about the uniform. It just came up naturally." When I didn't say anything, he added, "Most religious elders seem to be just ignoring the Chirpsithra, and the other intelligent beings, too. I want to know. Do they have souls?" "Do they?" "He didn't say." "She," I told him. "All Chirpsithra are female." He nodded, not as if he cared much. I started to tell her about my order, but when I started talking about Jesus and about salvation, she told me rather firmly that the Chirpsithra know all they want to know on the subject of